Chapter 085 Massive Plunder, Part 1. Princess Hongyi's hands trembled slightly. She had never expected Xingyun Baobao to be so gullible, handing over a pure yang treasure just like that. This treasure could match the combined value of several mystic ability realm experts. Though the 7 kills gourd was also a treasure, it paled far beside this bracelet. One had to know that this bracelet was even capable of evolving into a Dao treasure. It integrated both offense and defense, boasting the power to move mountains and fill seas. If an ordinary person owned it, even a mystic ability realm expert would be no match for them. The moment she clasped the bracelet in her palm, she felt it soft and pliable. Starlight seeped into her entire body, illuminating her bones and muscles until they glowed bright. All impurities in her body were refined one by one, leaving her clear-headed, refreshed, floating as if she were on the verge of ascending to immortality, ready to take flight any second. It turned out wearing the Sun Moon 5-star bracelet also granted the effects of purifying the mortal flesh, killing internal parasites, and refining away impurities. Sister, if you think it's pretty, you can borrow it to wear for a while. But you have to give it back to me later, okay? This is the treasure I stole, I can't give it away. If I do, my mom will hit me. Xingyun Baobao waved his hand carelessly. This bracelet is really comfortable to wear. My mom said if you wear it for several 60-year cycles, your whole bones and muscles will transform into star immortal bones. I've worn it for a few years, and I'm as strong as can be. Sister, your body is way too weak. Hearing Xingyun Baobao's words, Princess Hongyi felt a flicker of embarrassment. A faint blush rose to her cheeks as she gently stroked the Sun Moon 5-star bracelet, letting the starlight seep deep into her body. The star immortal bones Xingyun Baobao mentioned was no trivial matter. It was a state only achievable after one reached extraordinary cultivation, reversed one's mortal flesh, altered one's fate, transcending the bounds of ordinary flesh and blood. Here, Fang Han, take a look. After wearing it for a while, her body was nearly saturated with stored starlight, so Princess Hongyi reluctantly took off the bracelet and passed it to Fang Han. Just wearing it for such a short time had already benefited her enormously. She had refined all sorts of impurities in her flesh, which would greatly aid her future cultivation. It was not even impossible that she would catch up to Yuan Jiankong on the mountain river list in a few months. Fang Han was also curious about the bracelet, but he had no intention of cheating Xingyun Baobao. That would be far too unconscionable. After all, he was a cultivator of the immortal Dao, not some evil fiend. If he were a fiend, he would probably just kill Xingyun Baobao outright and seize the Sun Moon 5-star bracelet. This treasure was enough to drive even mystic ability realm experts mad with greed. When he took the bracelet, it felt as light as a wisp of cloud, with an incredibly smooth texture. Then he channeled a trace of his spirit into it, and immediately the bracelet burst into clusters of brilliant starlight, dazzling and unparalleled, like flying meteors and falling celestial blossoms, pouring into his body. After that, just like Princess Hongyi, he felt the starlight tempering his flesh, boundless star power surging within him, thick with the aura of pure yang. This star power faintly carried a resonance that blended with his Yinluo golden-bodied. Previously, when he examined his body internally, every bone of his was already pale white and dense, but now with star power entering his body, those bones grew even more radiant, coated in a layer of star-infused gelatin that greatly improved their elasticity. After this infusion of star power, he could feel his stamina, flexibility, explosive power, and muscle-stretching capacity all increased by 10 to 20%. Only then did he understand why Yan coveted the bracelet so desperately. After wearing it for a while, he could feel star power filling his body to the point of overflowing, so Fang Han took off the bracelet and returned it to Xingyun Baobao. This treasure is no ordinary item. It can spark a bloody storm even among immortal cultivators. You must wear it well to protect yourself, or return to Chuanqing sect. Remember, human hearts are treacherous, and the Jianghu is deep and dangerous. But you are still young, you may not understand what that means. Fang Han said solemnly. Inside the Yellow Spring diagram, Yan kept silent. Fang Han could also sense he was hesitating. Swindling a treasure from such a little child would disgrace Yan's identity as a dragon-veined. Human hearts are treacherous. The Jianghu is deep and dangerous. My mom told me the same thing. Xingyun Baobao scratched his hand, then put the bracelet back on his wrist. I just want to have fun. I don't want to go back yet. Chuanqing sect is so boring. All those elders and uncles only know how to cultivate all day. They never play with me. It's great now that I have you guys to play with. All right, let's go look for shiny stones. I just stole a few shiny stones, and they chased after me so angrily, wanting to eat my flesh. That's it. Law crystals and jade ore. Fang Han, Princess Hongyi, and Fairy He exchanged glances, all reminded of this fact. They looked out into the distance. The great Azura white-haired demon witch and the 480 white-haired jumping corpses, they were all an army guarding a mineral vein. Now that they had wiped out this entire army, the best move was to take over the mine and claim the law crystals and jade ore. Let's go. They mounted Fairy He, who spread her wings and flew out. In the distance lay a stretch of dark, sprawling underground mountain ranges. No one knew what dangers hid within. But Fang Han had extremely sharp vision. Even with the faintest glimmer of light he could see far into the distance, and he vaguely made out a grand castle standing between the distant mountains. All around the castle, in the hillsides, countless mine openings pocked the land like termite nests. Countless demon folk swarmed in and out of the mines like ants, some pushing iron carts loaded with ore out of the tunnels. These raw ores were not finished law crystals. The law crystals had to be sorted and refined from the ore, backbreaking work that required a huge number of laborers. There were hundreds of thousands of demon laborers in these mountains. Fang Han paid no heed to these demon laborers. In truth, killing them could not even be counted as slaying evil demons. They were just enslaved here too. He flew straight toward the castle. The castle must store the refined law crystals and jade ore. Taking those would make this trip a generous profit. Law crystals contain rich spiritual power. They are of some use to fleshly body realm experts, but not much. However, for mystic ability realm experts, their use is immense. When a mystic ability expert runs low on spiritual energy during battle, they can connect to a law crystal and draw power from it to replenish their cultivation. Spiritual energy is just like physical stamina. It gets heavily drained during combat. Once it is completely exhausted, the body becomes utterly exhausted and needs a long rest to recover. As they flew toward the castle, Fang Han sank his consciousness into the Yellow Spring diagram to look at the great Azura white-haired demon which trapped Bai Yin. Your subordinates called you Duke Missouri Lin, so your name must be Mo Lin, and you hold the noble title of Duke among the demon folk. A female duke, not bad at all, high rank and great power. But now I'm going to your castle to collect your law crystals and jade ore. If you're smart, tell me where you hid them, and I won't harm you. If you don't, your life is forfeit. Fang Han threatened. Where is this place? The great Azura demon which heard Fang Han's voice and asked abruptly. This place, above the Yellow Spring River. The entire Yellow Spring diagram suddenly lit up, and the dragon Yin manifested his form above the river.